Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got a huge earnings week this week, so we're going to break that down. I do have the expected moves already done. If you guys do have my charts, you're ready to rock and roll. This will be like a normal stream. We'll break down the dollar, the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen, Bitcoin, the S&P, NASDAQ, Grandpa Dow. But then the last two, or the big two I want to talk about, are Tesla and Meta, as a matter of fact. Tesla will also lead into Google and Snapchat. So I guess without further ado, let's jump into it. What's up, Chad? Says happy Sunday. I wanted to pull up an earnings for this week, January 27th. All right, we will talk about that here in a second. Let's check out some news real quick, see if we have any events coming up. We got Monday the 27th, so new home sales won't really be a market mover. Durable goods, don't really care about. Good trades balance, Fed interest rate. So Wednesday we'll likely there should be an FOMC with that. Likely have some volatility with it. Those are fun days to play because there's usually so you'll see right here there's the release. For me, it's at 1:00, and then that's just when they release the paper. For everyone else that can't read, they talk about it 30 minutes later. And so usually if there's ever an example for a volleyball spike, it's that, because they'll send it one way and you just never trust the first move. It's almost like somebody just wants dip buys, whether it be a dip buy on calls or puts. So they'll shoot that thing up and somebody's loading up on puts or vice versa. But outside of that, that's probably gonna be the biggest market moving stuff. PCE on Friday again. All right, jump back into it. The dollar breaking down. Now it's not open yet. Yeah, we got 19 minutes for futures to actually. Am I crazy? Yeah, it should open at 5. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Anyway, dollar's headed down. I'm short the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. It's not doing anything, so sucks to suck, I guess. I guess I picked the broken one. This thing's just gonna sit. Every time I make a move in this, it just sits sideways. All right, Bitcoin hanging out. Bitcoin doesn't look like it's gonna hang out much longer. Now a lot of YouTubers and people, they talk about coiling and all that, and I think I don't want to talk bad on other YouTubers, especially people on TikTok and like that. They use a lot of these terms very loosely. But this one, I would say, might have something going on. You see these moves, volatile moves, and it just starts to really wind down, but kind of keeping that same middle. We've seen this middle. I do have to. Sorry, looking back here, there's a base drop right inside there. So that's where my focus is going to be at, and we're just definitely hanging out right inside. I gotta say, I think I'm bullish this right now. Overall, my sentiment's pretty bullish for the week in general, and I do think there's a crash coming in March, but I'm bullish until then. And for everyone on YouTube, there you go. This software, I gotta get used to it. It's annoying. Let's fine tune that a little bit. So for everyone on YouTube, the only thing I did was I added this zone right here, this base drop right here on Bitcoin, and we had this. So we have that. Okay, so we kind of had, what I was noticing was like we're really kind of hanging out right here in the middle. Definitely that game of tug of war, getting fine tuned, fine down. There's a saying there. But looking back, we've definitely had some things going on at this level. I do have to answer this real quick because Cyberbeast says, I spoke to you on Discord for mentoring mirror trading. Was I talking to you or a Don bot? That was definitely a bot. They will actually call you. Some have my voice cloned. So no, if you guys ever want to know if you're talking to me, just go to my name in the chat, right click, and hit message. There you have it. Like it even blows me away because some people will literally message me on that thread and say, is this you? The answer is always No, I would not talk to you in a different avenue. Like, I don't have multiple Discords. So there's no way I would be Don Fran Show 62 times. I'm glad you didn't fall for it either. A lot of people are messaging me about it. I gotta say, the voice call with my voice cloned, that's a tough one. Did you ask me for $8,000 earlier? No, I'll take it if you want to just hand it out. I can come up with a pretty cool story as to where it went. Anyway, if I reach out to you, it's probably wrong. I reply to DMs, and I don't want to sound mean, but I do not DM people now just because of this. It's ruined, and it's on every platform. It's Facebook, it's TikTok, it's Instagram. I'm sure I have a WhatsApp out there. I've been on dating websites. I was on Tinder. Someone found me on Tinder. So you reach out to me in a DM. Yep. Nope. Not me. Yeah, so I again, I will not reach out. And the easiest way to find out if that is me or not, again, go to my Discord, right click on my name and click message. And then that's it. It'd be the easiest way to find me. All right, rocking and rolling. For now, Bitcoin, we're holding above this kind of. I'm going to delete this now. Get this garbage. There we go. Delete that range header because we definitely should be focusing right now on this level. Sometimes you see this in the stock market. It's a very low volume. We're waiting for an excuse to move kind of play, and maybe Bitcoin is. I'll be very curious to see what's going on here. Cyber Beast, there's a Teachable that has that. One step away from a fake Don Fran coin. They better not. I would make a coin if there was ever a use case for it. It sounds cool. I want to do all what all the other cool kids are doing, but I don't think there's actually a use case for it. All right, as far as the S&P goes, I kind of think we open up. For the record, I lost on my SPY puts. So I had bought SPY puts, and we just couldn't get down enough to make it a win. To go over what I went over last week, which sucks because I thought we were getting there. I was like, oh, here comes the end of the day. Smash, burn this thing to the ground. These puts are coming to life, but they didn't. I got QQQ puts. Is it down? Let's see. We'll see. I actually half expected to hold this right here. But we're going to end up coming back to this when we start talking about earnings. If you guys do have my charts, by the way, posted a new chart link, so make sure you find that. If you're on my Patreon, you guys have that. You saw the post. So anybody that does have that, remember, all you got to do is, there should be a separate video coming out. You'll just click that link and then save it up here as your layout. And then you'll have every line, every ticker that I have. You'll have all my zones. The only thing you don't get is my, when I just put an alert on something like that, only I have that. So that's it. Ready to rock and roll. I guess if you're on Patreon, you have all my plays. Anyway, looks like it wants a red day. Maybe. As far as the continuation down, bears are definitely still in control. And I told you guys this last week, the better dip buy is going to be this yellow zone. And honestly, if we sold off going into the earnings we had this week, I would be long. If we could get it down here, I don't know. I'm going to have to. I want to dip buy on some call options. We will get to that on one of the earnings plays. The other ones I'm already short. They are gamble plays, but the play I will take that's 100% not gambling. Yeah. Anyway, NASDAQ gets to this yellow zone. That's where I'm going to go long. New channel idea, Don's Alerts. If you just focused on this one or in the mentorship group, you'll notice where I put those things. Blue speed bump down. Yeah. What did we spend last week just hanging out in this? Last couple of days. I'm game either way. What I wouldn't like is if we just continued up and up and up and then we had earnings. I don't like doing that. I like to buy the dips on things. Maybe sell a covered call against QQQ. Probably not bad. What's good, Don? How's the trading been? Last week was a bit rough. Yeah, last week was all over the place, but last week we did really well with TEM. Shout out to the TikTok world. All right, Grandpa Dow. Man, just on an emotional roller coaster. What do you think? You got just straight red, just red. We haven't been this red since 1972 or 3. And then we go sideways, and it's just nothing but green on the way back up. I would think this would be a little bit harder. We're still very much on the bullish run. And you can see one red day meant absolutely nothing. That was just a dip buy for even more. Not to say that we get that continuation. Bulls definitely still in control on this one. Still would be worth a dip buy if we went down here to that 4,400 mark. TEM, good premium selling puts on Friday as well. Nice. Eagles versus Bills in the Super Bowl. Now you can tell Alex doesn't pay attention. Chiefs are going to win. I loaded your chart. It's view only mode. How to upload it to TradingView? I clicked on the link from Patreon. View only. It's up here in the top right. You can save the layout. TikTok can't see that. Okay, TikTok, if you're watching. So you got the numbers right here, right? Just to the right of that, you'll see 20. You'll see, well, if you have mine, it'll say 2025 zones. Click the down arrow, click save layout. I've always had my own charts. I've never needed to save someone else's. I'm about 99% sure that's how you do it. All right. Russell kind of hanging out. I will delete these. Bullish for now. I think we're just exhausting all the sellers. Then that's going to go up. What is QQQ for the yellow zone? 503. This yellow zone right here. Daily. No, probably 525. Oh, make a copy is what you're looking for? Make a copy and then save that. All right. All right, let's keep moving, I guess. We've gone over all the futures. Let's talk about Tesla real quick. Tesla's one I'm already short. And if you guys have been watching for a while, I actually set an alert at this blue zone to go short. And that's when I started buying puts for Tesla's earnings. So I bought puts. Now, this one, I bought puts right here. We actually jumped up, bought puts, sold off, locked some of those in, popped back up. I did add on. I've added on a couple more. Still in them. If we were to, I would have to lock some in at this type 2 area right here. If Tesla sells off, I won't roll the dice with all of them, but I'm actually the one surpriser I think that's going to hit Tesla is going to be energy storage. I don't care about the car scene. There was a pretty big move in the energy storage, and I don't know if I'll even hedge what I have and maybe grab an out of the money call. Out of the money call, which would just be cheap, if it goes to zero. So if it goes to zero, more than likely my puts are up unless it just stays flat. The big mover is not really Tesla's earnings, it's Tesla's delivery. But did it double or triple last time, the energy storage? Energy storage is a big thing for me this year. In fact, I did just buy VST. It's one Pelosi just bought. Now, Tesla was going to be my only energy storage play. One that I've liked for a long time. In fact, if you've been watching my YouTube channel since 2017, I was telling you guys to buy Tesla for this very reason. It was just energy in general. They're going to break into the energy market, and all of a sudden you're paying them as your electric bill. That's a huge industry just to break into, one that hasn't been broken into forever. They did it with the cars. I think they'll do it with energy. Cars, the last successful auto manufacturer was Jeep in 1919. They came on the car scene. Now they're Now they're one of the big guys. So I think they do that with energy, and that's a huge untapped market. Can I say untapped market? It's like a little bit tapped. I think they kill it. But we've seen energy storage go up. We have a lot of solar panels. Solar panels stocks, they're also down a lot. We have a lot of those. The sun comes up every day. But if you don't use it right then and there, it goes to waste. So putting all that power into storage, powering data centers and stuff like that, I think the demand's only going through the roof. So if there's going to be a surpriser, I think it's going to be that. It certainly won't be anything in the car world. So I don't know what I would buy. I might buy a 430. What I don't want to do is just lose money. And oftentimes when someone's trying to play both sides, it's better that they just don't play it. In stocks, there's something called boxing. You'll go long and short at the same time, different counts, and you just use stop losses and let the winner go. Never actually pans out like you think it does. Sounds really cool on paper, but that's it. If you're trying to buy calls and puts, you're most likely just going to lose. It's because you're undecided and it's just going to be a bad play overall. Mainly, I am short Tesla. The only thing I want is a call in case it does surprise up. And that might just be, I'll be honest, just to ease some of the FOMO. So I could say I was at least in it. And the question is losing that money enough for me to warrant that? Well, let's see how much the calls are. But that's the only surpriser. I do think it goes down. In fact, if I bought a call and it shot up, it would have to shoot up a lot to cover everything that I lost. Not to mention, guys, I do have a lot of shares. So if Tesla goes up, I'm just fine. Even with the puts I have now, Delta's overall still very much long. I think it's up there. And every time Tesla pumps up there like this, it always finds an excuse and it comes down. And yeah, I did say VST. Vistra. Let me get the official wording right here. Which engages in the provision of electricity and power generation. It operates through the following segments. Oh, hang on, just Texas and all that. Anyway, those are my power plays: VST and Tesla. If you're on Patreon, we bought this, right? Does a growth account have this? I bought TEM I bought this in my main account. When this does dip down, it will be in my growth account as well. Growth account, we did buy TEM. We'll buy it at 51.84, down a little bit. To break this down for these guys that saw that play, let's see where are we at. Say we bought it right here. And it was up, and I told you guys I'm holding it regardless. I do think this is, for now, the way this is holding this zone, which is why you guys got the extra explanation on this one. I do think it holds, unless you. This is the one time I posted in the growth account of I'm holding, but if you want, this is where I would put my stop in the green. So to everyone that already took profit, congrats. But I do like the way that this is holding. So what I'm hoping for is actually a strong week into this next zone. You took the money? Nice. What I am, while we're on the topic, before we get into meta, so we have XLU, and XLU right now looks like a bull flag. When this turns, I'm selling XLU. So we're in XLU now. It's bouncing, it's holding, and I was going to even sell it on Friday. I was like, we're just gonna stay in it, see if we just can't get the continuation up. But the next likely red day this thing has, I'm going to sell. We're going to use that money for VST, I think. Let's talk about, as far as Tesla's expected move. Tesla 367.56 to 445. Those are the expected moves. And I want to say it usually stays within that every time. Someone did a stat. I want to say it was like 90% of the time it stays inside there. I'll have to look at that stat. Just look it up how often Tesla stays inside. If XLE is up tomorrow, why don't we just sell then? Because I'm just going to keep trailing until it turns around. I wonder, you know what? Maybe here's what I'll do. Since I'm in puts, I'm going to sell some, I doubt they pay much at all. Let's say I could sell some 365, 360 put spreads on there. That's a defined risk, and puts send it. We're good. All right, moving on to Meta. So Meta's up there. Meta's one that I need to dip buy on. I really do. If we could just sell off Monday, Tuesday, because earnings is Wednesday, the 29th. If we could just sell off tomorrow and the next day, that would be absolutely amazing. I want to look at futures right now, and they better be red, blood red. Now we're going to wait for them to open. All right. We need this thing down. If this can actually come down, then I will go long. This is actually my alert to go long Meta. I was thinking right here, if it could pop back down, I put this alert here before these green candles. If it could actually just drop down that much, then I would go long. I would buy calls. I don't think it's going to get down that much at all. But that same alert. No. If I wasn't in Meta, what I am now, if that alert goes off, earnings is bad, right? Sends it down. That alert goes off, I would buy shares right there on the spot. But in fact, this week I'll probably sell some 660 or 670 calls. I do still need to sell 30% of my Meta position, and all I'm doing is just selling calls. It just needs to get into that. Big gap down. Oh, it needs to be. Be interesting to see. Wow, we gapped all the way to that yellow zone. 1 second. I'm buying it right now, but it needs to chill. Come on. Why does everything take forever to load? Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to buy a NASDAQ contract for everyone that is about to ask. It's in QH is what we're looking at. All right, 21,720 is my fill. Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. So at least that's World War III. Yeah, we're kicking this thing off right now. Hopefully, with any luck, Meta will be down at this point as of the open. Let's. Oh, this thing's running. Let's check out what ES did. A little bit just gapped right below that zone. I wonder if this has what to do with Colombia. Let's talk about Meta real quick, because I do have to get to my group real quick. We're still doing a Zoom call. This will be my first game I want to watch. So the QQQ puts will be good. If we opened up now, yes, your QQQ puts will be good. Expected moves on Meta puts it at 598, from 598 to 696. So we got some moves. On that note, I'm going to sell some 680s for this week. And if it sends it, I'll get rid of some of my calls. We're good there. All right, NASDAQ, chill. So if you guys followed that play and you were later than me, you got a better dip buy. VIX is up. ES is down. I don't think we have the VIX. Don't fall for this trap, guys. I do want to, let's just shout out to Kabir. So Trump posted this. How can you trade options after hours? You can't. Your futures options, but Trump posted this after this right here. What happened with Colombia, TLDR? They found out what FAFO means. Colombia threw some major shade by rejecting 2 U.S. military flights carrying deportees, but they picked the wrong day to play hardball. While Trump was actually hitting the links at this Doral club in Miami, he fired back with 25% tariffs, a travel ban on Colombian officials, visa sanctions, enhanced inspections of Colombian nationals and cargo, and a full IEEPA financial sanctions through the basket. Just like, all right, fine. We're not going to jack around. Colombia's tune changed real quick with officials suddenly offering the presidential plane to help with deportations. Trump's response, an AI photo of himself with an FAFO sign. And now we all know what that means. Which is wild. So I'm curious, just that volatility in general. That might be what bringing on some of this is, as far as tariffs and that stuff. I don't want to talk bad about Colombia, but it's Colombia. Is Columbia, Missouri bigger than Colombia itself? That's kind of where I'm at. It would be interesting to see if it was a bigger country. Hopefully, maybe the other countries are taking note of it. And I guess just thinking out loud, the size of the country is what I'm like. How are we? It's safe to say we could probably expect this response from other countries. Like, I would expect Trump to react the same way, but what if it was China? Would we have thrown the kitchen sink at him like this? Or would have been a little bit lesser? Was it easier to punch down on Colombia, if that makes sense? Yeah, to the TikTok world. TikTok, I do pay attention to you guys. Can you check Annette? Anyway, what do you guys think? I don't want to get into political opinions or anything, but he is your president, so that's that. We just can't cry about it. For those that don't like it anymore, it's over. But I wonder if that brings on any. I'm buying up this volatility. Long story short. What do these guys do? Engaged in development marketing and the sales of cloud networking solutions. Okay. Sounds like. I mean, man, I got to be honest. When people call out stocks that look like this, it brings a tear to my eye. Because usually, especially on TikTok, they can't wait to call out something like this. Like, should I buy it? No. You still like money? This particular one, I think I could afford to wait for a dip buy. So we kind of hit this level right here and really dropped, right here. Just sent it down. So I guess if we could pull back to there, I would. Now, if you're just fuming, like foaming at the mouth, just FOMO, can't handle it. Let's say I'm going to buy 10 shares. I'd probably buy 3 right here, 7 more right here, and a full stop at 113.85. That's how I'd take that play. Oh, Colombia, not Columbia. Okay, so there is a difference. COLO. Do I like Nike? We'll check that out. I'm gonna do a couple more real quick. Let's do Baba and Nike. Ooh. If you want China exposure, Baba would be. It's one that I would like. Right now, that's a type 2 entry. Like if I was looking to go short, I would go short right here, and my stop would be $90.85. If we could pull back, hang out, stay inside this zone, then I would go long. My stop would be 85.85. That's kind of where I would be at on this. If I'm going to front run the risk, I'm going short right now. If I was going long, I would like to wait for a dip buy. Do I like Nike? I don't hate it. I don't think it's going to do well, though. For the dividend payers, for the people that like Nike for the dividend, I do like these levels. Just think right now, there's no rush. You know, I'm not setting my alarms to make sure I'm waking up to buy Nike at market open. MicroStrategy will still, so Bitcoin with that open down a little bit. Let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft earnings this week as well. Okay, as far as Microsoft goes, I could stand to own a little bit more of this. So I'll probably sell some 425 puts. If it goes down, I'll own it. I do expect them to do good. If I was to flip that coin and take that roulette trade, I would be long Microsoft. All right, guys, I do have to get to my group TikTok. If you guys are just joining in, sorry. There's only 4.9 thousand likes. I mean, those are rookie numbers. We need more. We need more shares. Just kidding. I do have to get to my group, but if you're curious, you want to watch the beginning of this, it sucks that TikTok doesn't record and post these, but it is on YouTube as well. So you can go check that out. Everyone else, you will see me. Well, if you're in my group, you're going to see me in 2 seconds on Zoom. What's today, Sunday? Yeah. You'll see me later this week. I'm trying to figure out my schedule. Sorry, I wish I had a better sales pitch. Just make sure you're subscribed. And I'll see you guys then. Have a good one.